Today is Thursday the 26th of January. On Battle Drill Devotionals this week, we are focusing on encountering Jesus in the storms of life. We turn again to our Bible reading for this week, Matthew chapter 14 and verses 22 to 36. Today we're reading from the New International Version. Jesus walks on the water. Immediately Jesus made the disciples get into the boat and go on ahead of him to the other side, while he dismissed the crowd. After he had dismissed them, he went up on a mountainside by himself to pray. Later that night he was there alone, and the boat was already a considerable distance from land, buffeted by the waves because the wind was against it. Shortly before dawn, Jesus went out to them, walking on the lake. When the disciples saw him walking on the lake, they were terrified. "It's a ghost," they said, and cried out in fear. But Jesus said to them, "Take courage, it is I. Don't be afraid." "Lord, if it's you," Peter replied, "tell me to come to you on the water." "Come," he said. And Peter got down out of the boat, walked on the water and came towards Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid and, beginning to sink, cried out, "Lord, save me." Immediately Jesus reached out his hand and caught him. "You of little faith," he said, "why did you doubt?" And when they climbed into the boat, the wind died down. Then those who were in the boat worshipped him, saying, "Truly you are the Son of God." When they had crossed over, they landed at Gennesaret. And when the men of that place recognized Jesus, they sent word to all the surrounding country. People brought all who were ill to him and begged him to let those who were ill just touch the edge of his cloak. And all who touched it were healed. Amen. When you look around you, what do you see? A creaking health service? Workers striking, a cost of living crisis, war in Ukraine, failing health, a difficult economic outlook, a shrinking job market, a generation falling behind in education. Jesus says, "Look at me instead." Only Peter had the faith to step out of the boat. Physics tells us that a grown man could not walk on water, but Peter did. Often we move so quickly to focus on his sinking that we forget to pause and note. Peter walked on water. So what went wrong? Peter took his eyes off Jesus. The moment he looked away from Jesus and looked at the circumstances around him, the wind and the waves, he began sinking. When we focus on our circumstances, whatever they are, we start to sink. If you want to walk about the storms of life, you have to keep your eyes fixed on Jesus. Pastor Rick Warren says, "If you look at the world, you'll be distressed. If you look within, you'll be depressed. If you look at Christ, you'll be at rest." As you think about these things today, this question may help you to go deeper. What helps you focus on Jesus in the storms of life? And I hope to see you tomorrow for another battle drill.